Hey everyone, welcome to this preview of our industrial product design course. And in the full course we will learn how to create this drill from start till finish and 2 other product designs. So if that's something you're interested in, check out first link in the description. It's by far the most in-depth course on plasticity with literally over 40 modules in the whole course, plus as a whole bonus course, everything about surface modeling, what is curvature, tangency, continuity, because you will definitely need this in this course. And in this tutorial, we will look at one module out of those 40 modules. So let's dive right into that. Awesome. So again, as always, load that image in, bring it to the back and all that stuff. One more thing, I guess I will say it in the introduction as well. So before you watch this module here, because this is super complex and such a design is completely impossible to do like in 3, 4, 5 hours. That would take like days or maybe even weeks to get everything perfect. So we will do it a little bit faster this time because we went already very in depth in our 2 previous modules. And we will do it as good as possible. So I will try to balance like what I can show you in what kind of quality and the speed, because I don't want that you watch a 20 hours course where the techniques are the same, but we just adjust back and forth everything. So we will get something very, very close to that, but just keep that in mind. And I just still want to show it to you how to create such an amazing complex shape. So basically let's directly start. And also just one more thing. I will not explain here how to create the line and all that stuff because I think so all the basic operations here, I have the shortcuts and you will see the techniques are pretty similar, just the workflow is a little bit different. So you should be already familiar. So that's why I put this piece here at the end. So we don't take like 10 hours and we don't waste your time. So let's create the line and create here this main shape. And you see it's almost flat. And this piece we will do later. So Shift D, bring it somewhere here. And we will first, as I said, create this top piece and then do this transition a little bit later. So first of all, let's create here a 2-point circle and snap it from the beginning to the beginning and press V and then snap. So we get something like that. So as always, we will just work on 1/2. And let's do the same here. So 2-point circle from one end to another, press V. So here vertical, horizontal and put it here. And now let's cut those circles in half. Very simple. Select that curve, press Shift C or cut curve and cut it with this one. And so we have to go to the top. So select this, Shift C or search for cut curve and cut it. And let's do the same here, Shift C. So here, cut curve, Shift C, but as always, everything is in the PDF. So let's delete those pieces here and we have basically our shape. And again, so I think that looks very straight, but I just want to give it a really tiny rounding. So Shift F from middle to middle and Shift SS for subdivide and press G and just bring that a little bit outwards. You see, so we get a little bit of rounding. So just a little bit more organic feel. So I think this is cool. And then select those 3 curves, loft, and add those guiding lines. And we should be good to go. So let's duplicate the surface to the other side, press OK. And hide this curve, press Shift E and see that we don't have any seams. But that looks pretty good. So let's put all of those curves into a group. And you guess it, we call it BC, building curves. And this one as well. and that looks pretty cool. So now we can already start here to create this shape here. So we have our surface where we can do all this crazy detailing here. So spline curve and just follow this shape here. So something like that. That should work really fine. Perfect. Select that curve, cut that surface, delete that surface, and create with this curve a group. So put it into a group, Control G, and call this cut curves. So CC to stay organized like always. And yeah, perfect. So let's start to create first of all, this really cool detail. So we see that this triangle goes a little bit inside, right? Because we have here this chamfer again. But also this edge here goes a little bit outwards. So you see it here on the lighting. So it makes a little bit something like that. And then we also have a chamfer here. And this is broken down into this triangle. So let's do everything step by step. By first cut this piece out here. And you see also that here this distance is getting bigger than here. So here it's very thin. And we will get bigger and bigger. So we have to keep all that in mind. So let's first of all cut this inside black piece. So just as always, that's why this kind of reference images are perfect, where you just look straight into that, because mostly so I think you learned that already, but mostly it's just, you look which shapes you have, and then you just make lines there. So exactly like that. So let's give it here also a bevel. And let's go to somewhere here. It will not be super exact, but this is fine. So let's do, So let's do something like that. And, and as always, you just have to cut everything where we have like edges. So here we have to cut later, then we have to cut here triangle, then one smaller triangle here, then also here the surface. And the cool thing is with surface, we can just cut everything and position everywhere, everything what we need, and then build it again together. Of course, you have to learn the techniques and workflows for that. But basically, it's not that hard, especially if we have reference images like that. So let's cut the surface. Oh, before we cut it, let's also create a curve for this bigger chamfer, right? So it's exactly what I just said. So press O and just, okay, let's create a new one, because if we offset that, this fillet is a little bit going too crazy. So let's create a new line and just follow those edges here as well. Let's press B and with shift click, give it also a nice little fillet. So something like that. And here it's not super exact. So let's just go back and put this point a little bit here. Yeah, I think I like this more. And with shift click, give it a nice fillet. And now let's cut with this surface, this one. Perfect. And now we can put this surface again a little bit. So if we select it, we can offset that a little bit inwards, right? So here again, we have to guess. We don't know how deep it is, but I don't know. Like I will guess, something like that should be fine. Maybe like that. And now we have already here this curve to further improve and optimize our shape. So we cut with this curve, this sheet, press OK. And we don't need this sheet anymore. And you see we get something like that. So let's put first of all those two cutting curves into our cutting group. And again, here we have to adjust it a little bit. So just the spline and just follow the shape. And yeah, so select that curve, press C and delete everything. Yeah, that looks fine. But now also, because yeah, I've tested that already and that's what I said. You see here it's getting from thin to thick and the same here. So what we could do is just select the surface and just bring it into position. So what I said, we first cut, then we put all of our pieces into position or into the correct place. And then we just have to reverse engineer and rebuild everything. So I am at the top view and I press R and I take here the white one and I will just adjust it a little bit. So something like that. So you see we are getting from thin to thick. Maybe I want to bring it now a little bit more closer to the surface. So here we will have a really cool transition and we will go here and create a very deep chamfer. So basically pretty simple right now. We can, oh no, before we do this, so before we create here this chamfer, as I said, so if we check out here this image, we see that this piece goes a little bit more outside because here you see it with the lighting. Here it's getting a little bit brighter. So it's just catching a little bit more light from the top. So let's recreate that. And here it would or will need like really a ton of adjustments. So we will just do what we can in the best time. So here you see it's just bright. So let's cut again just this piece. So create a line which follows here this little bit brighter shape. So Shift F, Control Point Curve, and just follow here the shape. So we will not do it exact here. So something like that, right? And now we can cut, see the surface. So we have this little extra piece. And this curve we can hide for now. And now, so this is already the correct shape, but this piece has to go a little bit more outwards. So we can just select this curve and use it and just rebuild it and make it a little bit thicker, kind of, you know? So, I mean, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. So let's just take what we have. So in Shift D, but now we can't rebuild this curve. So I said it already, we have to rebuild it just here to rebuild and leave it as is. So the fewer points, the better. So in this example, we will not do here something with like 100, what we do with the pipe. So rebuild that curve with just a few points, because now we can take a few of those points and just drag them a little bit more outwards. Something like that. You don't have to do crazy stuff here. And also this one just a little bit. And here we have still tangency, so this is fine. And now very simple, delete, or let's put this sheet into a group, call this group sheets. And this sheet group we will hide. You see? And now very simple, you guessed it, we can just loft that. Bam. And give here we can loft that. But if we are lofting it, we see again, it's not straight. So let's fix this. Very simple. Let's just take this curve here and just, create the surface and use not the curve, but the edge. So we can create here again, we can bridge those edges. So again, select this edge and maybe even this one, Shift B, bridge edge. And here we need G1 or G2 and here G0. You see, so now it's following exactly the same shape. So press OK and let's do this again. Loft those two edges, give it here G0 and here G1 and shift click, and that works fine. So we can delete the surface, delete this curve, and you see that looks fine. So here you see it. It's going a little bit, here now you see it. We have like this really cool shape here. And if we join those two surfaces, you see we have also a very, very beautiful smooth transition. And now, yeah, we can select those two edges and just loft them with G0 and press OK. And we have basically our first detail. So here you see also, it's pretty close, everything. And here, yeah, we can loft it again with G0, and here it's also almost the same. And that looks fine. So let's press 4, join everything, and here patch this little hole. And you see that looks really good. So also here in the drawing, we don't really super see because, yeah, we don't have like a higher quality and all that stuff. But yeah, we also just take it as a reference. So now we can try here to give it a, how's it called? A fillet. And here in this example, you see it works really, really good because we worked very clean. So we don't have to pipe it here because also what we want that those fillets here on the edge are getting maybe a little bit bigger than here on those ones. So if this wouldn't be possible, then we would have to pipe it again and rebuild like all of those edges, what we did in the two previous models. So I've tried that design already, yeah, like 4 times also before the course. Sometimes it's not working. If not, so if that doesn't work for you here with the fillet, then just go back again and just rebuild and redo exactly what I'm doing. If it's still not working, go back to those other modules, or maybe you know already how to do it, and just do it with pipes. So just a little hint again, you would have to select here and pipe that one, and then connect again here like a sharp corner, right? So go back, but yeah, it should work because yeah, it's yeah, nothing super special here. But yeah, just in case, because I can remember it didn't work out like in the first or in my second try. Cool, so we have basically our first cut here. And yeah, guys, this is really cool, I think. And that's just the beginning. We have a lot of more stuff to do. So let's maybe create here this triangle. And this triangle, we have to cut a little bit into this chamfer here. And I just got an idea, so just go back and delete this fillet. Because here you see it goes even over this fillet. So let's add this fillet later, because then it will be just a little bit simpler for us to create the surface. So again, you can also do it with the fillet, but now comes in my mind that would be just a little bit easier. So just go here to this point. So let's use all of those edges that we have. Yes, it will not be super exact, but otherwise it will be just the same, but just much longer. So let's go here and go even a little bit over this edge and go back to this point and see cut the surface here and this curve into CC and this sheet, put it into sheets. So you see we get something interesting like that. And now let's give just here the fillet, and you will see this will just make our life a little bit easier. And now we have to rebuild it. And why? Because you see, again, we are catching a little bit more light from the top. So this will be just a little bit more, yeah, flat, but here we have a transition. So let's try to do this. And first of all, again, we have to create some imprints, some extra edges here that we can bridge then and just establish the curve, the forms, and then again loft it. So as you see, it's basically very similar techniques. And again, the more curves you build, the cleaner it will get. But just to spend a little bit, save a little bit time, let's create, I don't know, like a few of those. So yeah, let's try first with 3. you should go with 4, 5 or 6 even. But yeah, let's select all of those lines, Shift 1 and imprint them on this curve. And that looks great. Let's delete those curves. We don't need them. And here we have to bridge everything. And here on this edge, we need a little bit of tangency. As you see here, we have a little bit of tangency. So especially here and here, it's less, but here we have a sharp corner. So, but you could also do it completely without tangency. I think that should also work very fine, but let's do it just this way. It's a little bit more interesting shape. So let's select both of those edges, Shift B, and go to G1 and go to points mode and check our points. And press OK, and now we need much more points. So select that and Shift S, Shift S, Shift S, and even more, Shift S. So we just have here a little bit of tangency, but those points we can basically bring a little bit back. So into this body. So we break here and we will create a G0. And yeah, here you definitely have to adjust a lot till you get the correct shape. But still, you will see even with spending just a few minutes, that will look already pretty cool. So you have to do the same here, Shift B and G1, so you don't have too crazy tangency. Maybe press D and to decrease the tension a little bit. And now Shift S, Shift S, Shift S. Leave this point because we need tangency and just move maybe those three points a little bit back. So let me show you what we get. If we take this edge, loft it with this edge, and shift add those guidelines, and here we add G0, right? So G0 and bam, you see we get a, yeah, I really love those. Yeah, I really like those effects. It looks really good. So yeah, let's continue. Delete those curves here because we will need those edges. And yeah, okay, maybe this is a little bit too long, but yeah, I guess so. But let's just try. So Shift B, G1, D, reduce the tension a little bit. And now Shift S, and take those points and bring them, oops, not those, this last one. So this one, so something like that. Maybe even this one. You don't touch the first point because this one we need for tangency. So let's try what we get. So if we loft those, Shift and G0. Oh yeah, that looks not, wow, that looks really good. Yeah, maybe let's go even a little bit back and bring those points here. Oops. So yeah, my pen tablet is a little bit buggy here. So we can even bring those points a tiny bit even more inwards because here this rounding is pretty strong. So loft them and add this guiding line and this edge, G0. And yeah, we could do it even sharper, but I think this is okay for now. And now delete this curve, press 4, select all the sheets, and let's try to patch it. To get the best results, you would do here one more line, but let's see what we will get. So patch it, create here G0 and here G1, and we get something like that. And yeah, as I said, okay, let's just do here one more. So let's try here to add Shift I, and this one is like really tiny, so again, Shift S, and add those points a little bit back and a little bit down. So yeah, this is really tiny. So something like that, but we will just get a little bit of a cleaner result. Yeah, you see? This should work fine. And again, 4, select all, J, and let's patch this. And yeah, look guys. Oh yeah, I really love this sharp edge and how it goes into the smoothness. So you see, we have very similar result. And here again, select that, join, and yeah, here we have to patch this. Add here G1, G1 and G0, and yeah, that looks okay. Again, we would have to add here a few more lines, but yeah, this is completely fine here for now. Select this piece, Ctrl D, or delete redundant topology. And we have something like that. And let's try to add back here our fillets. It might not work anymore, but it works and it goes even here. So let's see what we get. So let's see what we get. Maybe make it a bit smaller. So something like that. And yeah, it's not perfect here, but it's fine. And we will have so much detail here everywhere that you will not even really see it. But yeah, you could do it with the pipe, but yeah, we have still a lot of stuff to do. So let's move on. So for example, also try to give here on the inside a fillet, because yeah, it's very sharp. So alt click, select that and give it a fillet. And here you see it works also pretty fine. And again, if it would not work for you, but don't see why not, you would have to do it with the pipe. So it would work as well. But here we can just fillet that. And you see we are getting somewhere. And that looks really sharky, really sharp. I like that. So here, this black triangle, we will do later when we have the solid. We will just cut it and give here some chamfers or fillets to, yeah, show like a different material or something, a different piece, right? So basically, we can start with the handle and the connection and all that stuff, because here we see that this detail here, like this flow thing, lightning kind of, it's going even into the transition. So it would make more sense if we just create the grip for now and then make the transition. So we will spend here a little bit more time. And then when we have that main form, we can add the detail. And yeah, as I explained in the previous parts, always look first for the main form. So here that was the half of the cylinder, and then we added here the details. And the same here, so we have to make this connection between here this cube kind of from the grip and the cylinder, and then add this really cool surface detail. Yeah guys, so I hope you liked it. And if you're interested in the full course, and if you really want to learn and dive deep into plasticity, and you want to learn techniques that no one is showing on the whole internet, and you want a place where everything is very focused and concise, everything step by step, definitely check out this course. First link in the description. I hope I can see you in there. In any case, have a nice day. Bye.